What's up, everybody? I know you clicked on this video thinking to yourself, damn, Beyonce, they got thicker than a Snicker, but it ain't Beyonce, bitch. It's your girl, Fat Stacks. And when I'm not at my favorite restaurant, Tony's Terrific Tacos, bitch, I'm watching the Scorpion show with Kevin and that fine chocolate Mikhail looking like a big old Reese's Piece, bitch. Ooh. But anyway, though, when you get through watching this video, you can mosey on over to youtube.com/MessyMiles where you can find him talking about celebrities and all these different reviews and doing spoofs. And you can also find more videos of me, your guap, Fat Stacks. Don't forget to thumbs up this video, subscribe, and comment. There better be my 8 large pieces and my 62-piece wings.
Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's Kevin and Mikhail. We are back after a 2-week hiatus. You know, people have been tweeting me and Mikhail up and down. What's going on? Are y'all splitting up? I can tell y'all splitting up. You ain't see Mikhail in a week. Oh yeah, he's definitely off the show. And I'm so glad the Scorpion got rid of him. Oh God.
Is that what they were saying?
All fucking week long. And the previous week before that.
Mind you, I have to apologize. I have to apologize to one of my friends. Okay. Well, I'm not gonna really apologize to him, but I'm gonna apologize to him. My friend, he knows who. I don't want to say his name, but he called me the other day and he was like, what did he say? So what's going on with you with Kevin? And I said nothing. Why? He was like, why have I seen you on the show? And I said, well, you know, sometimes you just need a mental break. And I was like, you know, I was starting to get like really frustrated and everything, and I said it was starting to show on camera and a lot of people were starting to comment on it and see it. So I said there was one person on Twitter who actually hit me up in a DM and said, you know, I don't know what's going on with you, but I can tell that you're not yourself, so you need to just take a break. And I said, you know what, you're right. So I said, I'll just take a break. But my friend, he called me and he said, you know, whatever the case may be. Then he says, I said, I'm taking a YouTube break. I said, so I haven't really been on YouTube watching other people's videos, nor have I been on our own channel or reading anything. So he's going, well, yeah, because such and such, this, that, and the third. And I said, hold on. What part did you not understand when I said that I have not been on YouTube, I have not been reading anything, so that does not mean you get on the phone with me and start telling me what you saw and read on YouTube. He says, but I just want, we're going to talk about something else or I'm going to hang up this phone.
Those comments.
So I was a little testy with him, so I apologize, but when I tell you that I'm not, don't get on the phone with me and try to start telling me, I told you I'm taking a mental break. And that was that. So I apologize, and you know who you are.
Yeah, I mean, our last video, it was a hot ass mess, and there were a million comments.
But you know, I saw our last video, and I actually didn't think it was a hot ass mess. I thought that.
Honestly, I was just tired of saying the same stuff. It was like we were saying the same stuff for like 30 minutes.
But you know, somebody wrote me and said that. Well, a few people wrote me and said that that video was like crazy. But I said we've had videos that were way crazier than that. Like, for instance, that Osama bin Laden video was worse than that. So I didn't think that last video was a hot-ass mess.
And then the dislikes. I mean, it was a mess to me. And then I was mad that it had so many dislikes. We never had so many dislikes in the history of the Scorpion show. It was like over 200 dislikes.
I think they were disliking me.
It was a mess. But I'm like, y'all better click the thumb up. Don't be waiting until we get into the video to click the thumbs up button. Click it right now because you messing with us, you know. So click the thumbs up button. I don't understand how people don't share our video on their Facebook wall. Stop keeping us to yourselves. Share us with everybody. Tell everybody about the Scorpion show and have them watch the show. I want to say thank you to everyone who watched the Scorpion show last week when it was just me by myself. I did talk a lot about the X Factor. I am enjoying X Factor, the UK series. I'm enjoying the US version now, like I've been doing Blog TVs while the show is on, so you can catch me tomorrow night on Blog TV during X Factor, during the live shows, so we can talk about it then. Are you watching X Factor?
No.
Well, I will be reviewing X Factor every time we go.
Let me just say this about X Factor. Let me just say this. I tried to get into it, but I think it's because I missed the first like 2 episodes, so I really don't know how the process goes. I don't know how the teams go and all that type of stuff. So I'm a little lost, and I think that's why I'm not too interested.
Well, girl, let me get you up to speed.
Don't.
Let me get you up to speed. It's the under 30s. I mean, it's the over 30s, the boys, the girls, and the groups. The way it works is, you know, right now they're in the process of getting to the top 12. So everybody got to perform. 5 people about to go home from each group. After that,
so it's 4 groups.
Yeah, it's 4 groups, and each group is mentored by one of the judges.
Okay.
Simon has the girls, Ellie Reed has the boys, Nicole Scherzinger has the over 30s, and Paula has the groups. So
Paula has the groups.
The groups. Isn't that kind of weird? Like Paula should have the over 30s and
no, but the whole process is confusing to me. But go ahead. But that's
I'm just trying to break it down. So what happens is, you know, after they perform, it's not just like whoever gets the lowest number of votes, they get sent home. What happens is they have to have a sing-off, and the judges say who they think should go home. If it's a deadlock, meaning a tie, then they'll go by the public vote. Otherwise, they'll go by the judges' vote. So that's basically...
That's a lot.
That's the theory of X Factor.
So at the end of X Factor, one person wins.
One person wins $5 million.
Wow. I guess they would win $5 million with all those groups and people and stuff.
Yeah, so it's I love it.
I just can't get into it. I'm sorry.
Well,
I feel like Whoopi Goldberg on The View when she talks about Dancing with the Stars. I can't get into it.
I feel like I'm so overworked with X Factor. Like on weekends, I gotta watch.
You're Sherry, because you know Sherry is Dancing with the Stars crazy.
And they don't watch it like Whoopi say. I don't watch that, but they gotta talk about it.
But they have to talk. But you notice whenever they talk about it, Whoopi don't talk about it. She just sit there and say, well.
Because she be high.
And that's just how I am.
Wait, did you see when she was on Wendy, she confirmed that she was high that day? When she said she was high?
Yeah, but she said that she was high because her fly-in. She said that she had to take stuff, but she been confirmed that, Kevin.
I know, but I'm just saying though.
Yeah, she said because she takes stuff
it
when she flies because she has a fear of flying. I don't think I want to be high when I'm flying though. If I had a fear, I think I would want to be sober. So if anything happened, I would know what's going on.
Wow. I've never been afraid to fly. Now I have woke up on a plane sometimes and it'd be too bumpy. I've got scared, but I'll never.
Okay, I've never had a fear of flying because my first time on an airplane, I had to fly by myself, and so therefore I couldn't be afraid because I didn't have anybody with me to be afraid with. So I had to do it by myself, and it was fine. But the only time I was ever afraid on a plane was our first time when we left California, and we had to take the red eye because that was my first time ever on a plane at night. I had never been on a plane that night, and I've been on planes a lot. And that was my first time ever on a plane. So when we took off and we got all the way up in the air and I couldn't see nothing on the ground, I said, Jesus, I don't like this. Because I'm so used to looking out of the window and seeing stuff.
It's
pitch black. You don't see nothing. So I'm like, so my stomach was like, and then with the turbulence, that's what made it. See, I'm not afraid during turbulence, but at night when you can't see nothing and you start shaking, you go.
I don't know how them pilots do it. But
well, you know pilots don't fly the planes. Did you know that?
It's
autopilot.
Really? At night? Or
no, pilots don't fly the plane at all. It's autopilot. The only thing pilots do is land and take off.
Wow.
But it's a computer that actually flies a plane. You do the whole thing where you're going, and the pilots take over if there's like turbulence or if they need to turn or go higher or go lower. But other than us, you didn't know that?
Hell no. Then why is it 2 pilots in the motherfucking cockpit?
Well, in case something happens, you can't. If something happens, like an engine goes down, which by the way, did you know a plane can fly on one engine?
Yeah, because I heard that the plane that landed in the river, the birds had went through both of the engines.
Yeah, well,
that's what.
Took a.
I don't even know that number.
Was that a text or a tweet?
A call.
Oh. Well, anyway, that's fancy how you got that. My phone is horrible. I can't do nothing.
Did you upgrade it yet?
I did. And mind you, it took all my songs away.
Really?
I don't have no songs. I got my pictures on there. I did back it up, but my songs didn't come back. My pictures were away when I first did it, and then I got on Twitter and said, where's my pictures? How do I do it? And then they said, back your phone up, hurry up. So I got back on back my phone up, and then my pictures popped up, but my music didn't come back.
All you gotta do is just go to iCloud and download it through there.
Well, maybe you can show me how to do it after I listen, because I had to go.
Go to iTunes.
And then, well, we have a long video.
So, let's start with this, let's start with what we missed. We didn't talk about the McDonald's thing.
Okay.
Well, I talked about it, but you can tell them how you feel about it.
Okay, so a lot of people were, going up in arms about the guy. Apparently the guy, I'm sure a lot of you already know, but there was a guy who I found out was on probation, you know, whatever the case may be, but that has nothing to do with this. But then again, it kind of does, but then it doesn't. Well, anyway, it was these two women who came into McDonald's and they ordered food, and one of the women handed the cashier a $50 bill. Now, you know, in any store, in any place that you go to, when you hand them a large bill like that, they take either that marker to confirm if it's real, or they look. Yeah. So apparently the guy must have questioned whether it was real or not, and then the women got upset with him for questioning it. So then they're arguing with him back and forth, and you know, somebody in McDonald's is recording the argument. They're arguing with him back and forth, and one of the women reaches over the counter and slaps the cashier in his face, and then he retaliates by, you know, like, you know, defending himself. So then, as he's, you know, running towards the back, one of the women, she jumps over the counter and follows him to the back, while the other one, she's still over the counter, I mean, you know, where she's supposed to be at, but she's going around the back, and somehow she makes it back. I guess she jumps over the counter too. So they both basically hop over the counter to confront him. And he finds this metal pole that they use to clean, like, the grills, and he starts attacking them with this pole. Now, a lot of people were upset because they said that once the women were down on the ground, he should have stopped hitting them, and he didn't have to, you know, do all the excessive force. How I feel about it is, when you have somebody coming at you, attacking you, somebody that you don't know, people tend to use whatever it is that they have near them to defend themselves. Some people snap and they just go crazy with, you know, because they feel as though they're defending themselves. There were a few people who hit me up and said that he shouldn't have even hit them at all. And I said, well,
oh, come on.
That's not logical, because when you have somebody coming towards you, you don't know who they are, you don't know what they have. They could have had anything. They could have had a knife, they could have had a gun, they could have had anything. This guy was basically doing, you know, he was defending himself. I was kind of upset because I said nobody at his job defended him either. Like his managers, his co-workers, nobody came to his defense. They were all yelling for him to stop, but nobody grabbed the women to try to pull them for getting to. I felt, I personally didn't find anything wrong with the video, because I felt as though after watching the video, this guy was basically by himself, because nobody came to his defense. That's how I looked at it. Nobody grabbed those women and said, no, you can't be back here. Nobody grabbed him and stepped in the middle and said, no. Nobody did that. He was basically by himself against these two people. Was he wrong for continuing to hit them while they were on the ground? Maybe he was, maybe he wasn't. But I was looking at it as he was defending himself. Because if two people come at me, male or female, they come at me and I don't know who they are and I don't know what they have, you're damn right I'm going to defend myself. And if I hit them once or 50 times, I'm defending myself. That's how I look at it.
I think he went a little too far. It was a little bit excessive. But it was I would have defended myself too.
Yeah, because you don't.
But my thing is, you don't want to accidentally kill someone.
No, you don't.
While defending yourself.
You don't.
And what he did was he cracked one of their skulls and all of that. So I mean, once you had them down, should have been over. Like that's when the co-workers should have came out. Everybody should have.
But nobody helped him. That's the thing that got me upset. Like when you watch the video, nobody's helping him. Everybody's yelling at him to stop, but nobody's actually grabbing these women. And like that's why I didn't feel anything wrong with what he did, because I felt as though he was defending himself and nobody came to his defense. He was basically there by himself. Nobody helped him. Nobody. They were just yelling for him to stop. Nobody grabbed him or grabbed them. And I felt as though, you know, these women are being looked at as, oh, they're the victims. What the hell were they doing jumping over? First of all, what the hell were they doing smacking somebody because he's doing his job by questioning whether or not this was a counterfeit bill or not? He's doing his job.
If that was a woman instead of, a man instead of a woman, and a man hopped over the counter and a woman beat the man with the pole, I think everyone will be praising the lady for the man.
Yeah, and then on top of that, it doesn't make the situation any better that he was on parole. It doesn't make the situation any better.
He killed someone before.
Yeah, so I feel I am team cashier. I am. I'm team cashier. You know why? Because I had to look at it as, if that was my sister and two people jumped over a counter to attack my sister and nobody was helping her, you damn right beat the shit out of them until you can't beat the shit out of them no more. Because no telling what they would have did to her had he hit them once or twice and they would have got back up. No telling what they had on them. You know, that's how I look at it. They could have had anything on them, especially if they were bold enough to jump that counter. Yeah. If they were bold enough to jump that counter, they could have had anything on them. He didn't know them from a can of paint. He was defending himself. And I don't give a damn if they were already on the ground. If that's my sister in that situation, if a customer wants to attack my sister, you beat their ass until you can't beat their ass anymore because no telling what they have on them. Especially if they're bold enough to jump over the counter. And that's all I'm going to say about it.
What else did you have before we get into what I had?
The man in Ohio.
Oh, that set all the animals.
Oh my God. You know what? You know what? This is what I'm gonna say.
Basically, y'all, I don't know why he killed himself, but he set his animals free and then killed himself.
But you know what the sad part is? This man, to me, I thought was very, very selfish. Because you set these wild animals loose. No telling what these wild animals could have done to anybody on the, like they could have attacked or killed anybody on the street. You know what I mean? Like I thought that was very selfish of him to do that. I don't think people should have those private zoos on their land. I think they should be banned. If you want to go to a zoo, go to a public zoo that is funded by the city or the state or whatever the case may be. Don't have a private zoo on your land. I can't imagine having a neighbor with lions and tigers and bears, oh my, on his land. I can't imagine. Can you imagine that? I can't imagine. And then he had over 50 lions, and they were big animals. You know, a lot of people were up in arms about him, about the police
killing them animals. But come on now. But I would rather them kill the animals than to have them attack someone.
Well, yeah, because you know, a lot of people are saying that they should have been tranquilized, but I don't know if a lot of people knew this, but I knew this a while ago because I used to be this big, I still am. I used to be this big Discovery Channel freak and Animal Planet freak. A nerd, yeah. And I knew that when you tranquilize a lot of big animals, they don't go down right away. It takes them a while before that stuff to work in their system. So a lot of them were still roaming free. Like they had somebody on the news that said even if they would have shot a tiger with a tranquilizer gun, that tiger could have ran off in the woods somewhere and hid somewhere and fell asleep, and then those people would have never been able to find it, you know, because he done went and hid somewhere, and then he could have woke up, and then, you know, so it's like when you have these wild animals set off in this residential area in this city, it's sad that they had to kill them, but you're thinking about human life, especially kids, you know. So I you know, it's sad. That guy, his wife, you know, I feel sorry for his wife because she was upset that she said the animals were like pets to her, and then she loses her husband. But somebody needs to be fined. I think somebody needs to be fined.
I mean, but it can't be her. It was
somebody needs to be fined.
It was her husband's fault.
Yeah, but somebody needs to be fined. Because just imagine if those animals would have attacked somebody and killed somebody. You know, those people would have been suing. Who they've been suing? Her ass. Even though it was her husband's fault, they'd have been suing her ass.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just messed up.
They were her animals too. They were just.
But it's not her fault.
No, it's not her fault. You're right. It's not her fault. But she would have gotten sued too. Why? Because they're her animals as well. Even though she didn't let them out, but they were her animals. See, that's why stuff like that needs to be eliminated. They just don't need to have those private farms, tropical zoos, or whatever. I heard that they cost, like, some guy who has one of those said that it costs him up to $100,000 a year just to feed those animals, and that's not even keeping up with the maintenance. Can you $100,000 just to feed those animals? Can you imagine it? First of all, you wouldn't even catch me walking a wolf, let alone having a tiger in my back fucking yard. Can you imagine you inviting somebody over at your house at night to watch a scary movie, and they say, "Damn, you got some good ass surround sound in here. What the hell is that noise?" Oh no, that's my tiger in the backyard. Like, what?
You won't catch me. How you doing?
Look, North Philly is enough for me. Find enough wild animals.
And there's raccoons in North Philly, and guess what? The city do not care. They say they need somewhere to go, and the city is where they'll go.
They send them right here to North fucking Philly. This is why I say I don't live.
Tear the backyards up. And then they look at you like, bitch, what the fuck you
What you looking at? This is my shit.
They be in my backyard like crazy. So,
ask me, do I go in their backyard?
Then they be crawling up people gates. Oh my God.
His mom asked me one day, go out there in that freezer and get me some sodas. Who you talking to? You won't catch me in your backyard. Thanks, but no thanks.
Oh
I
my
don't want a
God.
soda that bad.
Let me tell you how ghetto we are. When my mom buy canned sodas, in the wintertime, we just keep them in the backyard because it's already cold outside. So fuck putting all the sodas in the refrigerator, bitch. It's freezing. You go out there and get yourself a cold soda.
Right in the scooter.
How you doing? Right on top of the freezer.
Yeah.
And open it up.
He's not lying. He's not lying because his mom tried to send me out there one day. You won't catch me back there. Not me. So something can jump out on me. Thanks, but no thanks.
Speaking of wild animals, Mariah Carey debuted. It's like I'm gonna get him
Them babies.
Okay, yes, them babies, honey. Mariah debuted her Them Babies on 2020 with Barbara Walters. Now, I'm not going to lie. I've only watched 2020 to see Mariah, but she was only the last 10 minutes of the show because they gave Bernie Madoff's not stepdaughter, daughter-in-law all the show. But that story was good as hell.
Oh, child, my coworker. Let me tell you something.
Good.
My coworker was at work because I missed it. Mm-hmm. My coworker was at work telling me the whole thing, and while she was telling me the story, it sounded good. I said, "Damn, I need to see that."
It was so good. But I think that Stephanie, you should have never went on vacation when you knew your husband tried to kill himself before. That was the perfect vacation. That was the perfect time for him to go ahead and kill himself. And he killed himself while the son was in.
But you know what I think with that? You know what, I agree with you to an extent, only because I think that she probably thought that if they had the child there with him, that he probably wouldn't have done that. I think that's probably what her mind frame was. Like, well, this child is here with him, so I can't imagine him killing himself while the baby's here with him. But I agree with you. She shouldn't have done that.
Right. They all should have went as a family to Disney World and had a good time. Or do something like keep people around him, because he tried to kill himself by taking over 60 pills. And the mom feel bad now that her son is dead, but she couldn't feel bad when he was alive. It was just, that whole story is crazy.
Story is just sad.
And the wife, she's going to need counseling because she was very, very bitter in that interview. I mean, the whole time she was talking, it was bitter bitch, bitter bitch, bitter bitch. But I understand why she's that way. But she really needs counseling and don't need to be trying to cash in on a book. She really needs counseling. You got kids that you got to raise.
Well, that's probably why she's writing the book.
But it's probably too bitter. I probably would read the book, but it's probably come off real bitter.
But she's probably writing the book because of the fact that look at all the money they probably lost too. That her father-in-law didn't care about anybody. Look at all those people he stiffed, and they all lost their homes and stuff. And the son, that's probably why the son killed himself, because he probably was all caught up in that, and he probably lost money too. You know, so that's probably why she is writing this book, to at least gather some type of coins up.
They were really distraught.
That whole family was distraught. I feel sorry for that whole family.
Yeah.
That whole family.
And all he wanted was his mom to leave the father and stop supporting him. And
the mom, you know why the mom didn't stop supporting the father? Because she was right along with it. That's why. She was along with it, and she was living the high life too. So, you know, she wasn't going to stop supporting him.
Yeah, it was a good one. Now, Mariah, let me tell you, Barbara Walters reads so well that you can't even catch the shade while she's throwing it. And I need for Patty LaHelle, I need you to add Barbara Walters to the motherfucking Got to Be Real for season 2.
Yes! You know why? Barbara Walters and Anderson Cooper are two people who read. Let me tell you something. Anderson Cooper, you have to watch Anderson Cooper. He reads down in the most professionalist way in the world. I don't know if that's a word that I just said, but he reads down. But Barbara Walters, she'll read down and she'll have the most serious look on her face while she's reading down.
She was like, the Cannons spend time in Mariah's house in New York City or in LA. She didn't say anything about Nick about what he has. She called Nick a rising star.
Ooh.
But I don't call a rising star someone that has money and Nickelodeon, has
No.
successful shows on
Nick
NBC.
Cannon is, I mean, as goofy
He
as...
got coins.
Yeah, as goofy as he is, and he's not funny to me at all. But Nick Cannon is not a rising star. Nick Cannon is a celebrity. And he was a celebrity before he met Mariah Carey.
Yeah. Y'all just gotta watch it just to listen to the shade that is thrown. You gotta hear it. Cause Barbara just don't give a fuck.
No.
She's 80.
She's 80. Barbara Walters is 82 years old. Do you think she cares? Fuck no. She's been in this business for 50-something years. Fuck no. She don't care.
It was a cute. The kids are so cute. You can go to dembabies.com and look at some of the pictures of the babies. I might have some. I might do something on
The interviews on World Star Hip Hop too. I just didn't have a chance to watch it today.
Yeah, it was fun, but you could tell Mariah wears the motherfucking pants. Okay, if Mariah said something that Nick said something she didn't like, or she would correct him, or he would try to correct her. But you know they fun. But Mariah.
But you know what? They seem like a really fun couple.
Yeah, and I didn't. Honestly, I didn't think they were gonna last that long. Because I mean, they were married after 1 month.
But it's always those. It's always the couples like that you would never expect. I mean, like for instance, a lot of people didn't think Jay-Z and Beyonce would last this long. Hell, when they first started dating, I was like, what the heck?
Okay.
That ain't gonna last. I was one of those people that said that. That is not gonna last. Matthew, get him out of here, okay? I got her. I already had her plan. I had her plan with Usher, and you gonna let her date him?
That would have been. Oh God, but
child, that would have been.
He would have been cheating on Beyonce.
Yes, he would, and I'd have to fuck him up
because he said
I had to find him and
he could not be faithful. That's how I knew him and Tamika wasn't gonna last.
Well, I knew that wasn't gonna last any damn way. I mean, I could, but I won't.
Oh, and another thing that came out this weekend: Kim Kardashian will be starring in Tyler Perry's new movie, The Marriage Counselor. And a lot of people are up in arms about Kim Kardashian, especially Much Love from Kentucky. Shout out to my girl. She don't think that Kim Kardashian should be in this movie, that Tyler could have hired some better white actresses in this role. But if you ask me, Tyler Perry is a smart-ass man because the Kardashians are very, very successful. Anything they put on E, people watch. People love Kim Kardashian. And that wedding made $17 million and they look like they about to be divorced already after 2 months. If anything that says Kim Kardashian, people watches. So Tyler put that movie out. Oh, Kim Kardashian, them white people are going to flock to go see him. You know what he doing.
But you know what? A lot of people, they were talking about it on the radio today, and they were saying how he could have hired a black actress. And I said, first of all, Tyler Perry hired who
he helps Hollywood for the past 6 years.
I don't see anything wrong with Kim Kardashian being in the film. First of all, apparently Kim Kardashian did something, or her performance to him was worthy enough of putting her in the film. I think that this whole white black thing, that needs to be thrown out the window, especially when we're talking about Tyler Perry, because this is one director who has brought black actors from the dead. I mean, when's the last time you even thought you would see Rudy Huxtable in a movie? Okay, and Tyler Perry brought her back. Okay, I mean, Tyler Perry brought Kathy Bates back. Okay. He had her in the film and had me in tears, okay? Because I think I haven't looked at Kathy Bates' ugly fucking face in God knows when. Okay? So it's like Tyler Perry knows what he's doing. I don't have a problem with Kim Kardashian being in the movie. I didn't think about it earlier, but I agree with Kevin. Tyler Perry knows what he's doing because Kim Kardashian are going to bring those white people to the movie theater. And the black people too, because black people love Kim Kardashian too.
And churches go to see Tyler Perry. Yes. They go in church loads.
Yep. And you never know. Some of those church folks probably be sitting right at home watching the Kardashians, okay?
And you never know. Kim might be so good that she's going to get more movie roles. Yep. And it'll be kudos to Tyler motherfucking Perry.
So don't knock somebody for getting a job, okay? Don't knock her for getting a job. Here before she got this role, people say, oh, she don't do nothing. Now she's doing something. Oh, why should they give it to her? Well, damn. She can't. Now you wanted her to work. Now she's working. Now you don't want her to work. You know that they wanted Beyonce to get pregnant. Now she's pregnant. Oh, she ain't pregnant. I had to throw that in there because it just gets on my nerves. Like, the fuck. I guess, you know, Kim Kardashian,
Kim-
and she can't, you know.
Kim, you better fucking do
Kim,
it.
you better work, because I'm supporting you, okay? You already know I was Team Kim, even with that Ray J situation.
I used to think that Kim was the oldest, but you know,
I used
all
to
this time
too.
Courtney is the motherfucking oldest.
Yeah. Because Kim looks like, I mean, not saying she looks old, but she looks like she has that more mature look. Kim looks like her mother spit her right on out.
And Chris got a new face too, and she looks great.
Chris is one mother who gets her face done and looks good.
And I heard that she gets 10% out of all their projects. That they
Well, she's
do.
their manager.
That is fucking ridiculous.
She's their manager,
And I
of
am in the
course.
wrong. I am about to pimp my family the fuck out.
Excuse me. Excuse me. When I first met you, what did I say to you?
I don't even remember.
You don't remember about the hidden cameras?
Oh yeah, but see,
When I first met
I ain't
Kevin,
Keisha
I said
Cole.
that he should put cameras around his house because his house would be the #1 show on HBO. Because you couldn't put it on ABC. It's too much cussing in here.
people always talk about y'all need to stop cursing. No, when a network pays me not to curse, then I will stop. Otherwise, I'm gonna curse say that I got to say.
He could profit off of his family. I know
Yeah.
it sounds wrong. It sounds wrong, but in this economy, it sounds oh so right
How
for my
you
pocket.
doing?
Mind you, if you heard me say my pocket,
Oh God, no.
I was just saying. I'll be about. Trust me, if that happened, I would live here. Okay.
Mm-mm. You can live right there in the living room, like I did for the last
I
couple
wish
years.
I would.
Random news.
Wait, can we just? All right, go ahead with your random news. No, I'll say that to you.
I was just going to say Mary J. Blige is going to be performing at the American Music Awards. It's going to be on November 20th. I'm having a hotel party that night. I'm going to get booked up, and then I'm going to go to the club. But anyway, I'm happy for Mary. I really, really am. But something about this project, Mary, girl, there is something about Mary in this project because nobody's talking. The only thing people were talking about was that motherfucking album cover and Beyonce being on the motherfucking album. Now, what else are we talking about? 25 to 8. Where's the motherfucking video, Mary? This is unlike Mary J. Blige. I know you got the Black Girls Rock coming up, the American Music Awards, but where are you? Where are you? This is unacceptable, Mary. There's going to be something about this project, and it's not going to be good. Mark my words. Rihanna might outsell Mary this time. You heard it here first on the Scorpio Show.
Speaking of Rihanna, let me just say that I absolutely love her We Found Love music video.
Yes.
I'm going to tell you why I love it so much. A, because she looks beautiful in it. B, because of the hair. I love the hair. Like, the hair just looks so natural on her. C, I like the video because it actually, I tweeted this, it reminds me of like a cult classic movie that it looks so good that you really don't want it to end because you want to know what happens at the end. Like her and that guy, that's her love
Chris
interest in the video.
Chris Brown.
The chemistry between them is just amazing. Like they really look as if they know each other, like they've known each other, like they really were in a relationship. I love that video. I really do like that video, and I honestly do believe. I know this may sound crazy, but I would love for a movie to be made with the two of them stemming from that music video. That's how much I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked it because I thought that it was so different, and so even though, you know, one of my friends had hit me up and he said, you know, she had kind of copied off the CeeLo video, but I saw Rihanna's video first, and when I saw her video, I didn't even care she copied off of CeeLo because I liked it so much that I didn't even go and watch CeeLo's video because I liked her video so much. Like I really liked it, and I thought she did a really good job. And some of you, I know you probably remember, but when the song first came out a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago, I was one of the few people who actually said I liked the song.
Mm-hmm.
So kudos to me.
Yeah, I bought the song after I seen the video because I felt the story was just so good, and it made me really think of the song in a different way. But I do think that video is kind of like the story of Rihanna and Chris Brown, and she is still banking off of Chris Brown's failed relationship with her, and I think she really needs to stop. Like every album that
Wait, what do you mean she's banking off of it?
like she knows that if she gets someone that looks like Chris Brown, that dyed his hair blonde like Chris Brown, people are going to start talking about her and Chris Brown and the controversy that happened with them over 2 years ago.
But isn't this
She
the
still
only
can't-
video where she had a guy like that?
No, but it seems like every time a project is coming out, it has something to do with Chris Brown.
No, but I'm trying to, because I think this is one of those rare moments where I come to Rihanna's defense. Because I don't agree with you, because I don't, even though I agree that the guy reminded me of Chris Brown, and a lot of people on Twitter said that, I thought the guy reminded me of Chris Brown, but I didn't look at it as her banking off of it. I just thought that it was...
Come on, controversy sells, so she know.
Yeah, controversy sells, but you're saying that she's banking off of it, meaning that she's done it before, and I'm trying to figure out, well, when has she done that before?
No, 2020. That's more, you can't get more bankable than that.
Well, Kevin!
But I'm just saying.
No.
I'm just saying.
Kevin, the 2020 interview was about the Chris Brown incident.
Okay.
And look what it did for that album. Nothing. Because that album didn't do it. Didn't sell. But I don't think
she went, and then last year, she knew she had an album coming out. She went on several magazines talking about her and Chris Brown to get people talking. Now this bitch made a video about Chris Brown and her relationship.
No.
So and she's doing it to get people talking.
No,
but you know why? People, I mean, they don't buy her albums, they just buy her singles. And I think that's more to her album, her label buying the singles. Because, I mean...
Well, I agree with you on that, because
I'm just saying,
I think that's why her fans are so excited every time she comes out with a single, because they know, deep down inside they don't want to admit it, but they know that she's a singles artist, where her singles do really, really well. Mm-hmm. But I think the whole thing with the Chris Brown thing, I think Rihanna, I don't think she's banking on it. Mm-hmm. I think this video is just one video where you had that coincidence where it's like, it's reminding you of that incident. But before that, I didn't see her banking, because none of her other music videos reminded me anything.
Well, maybe I
Chris
shouldn't
Brown.
say banking, but how about just trying to create controversy off the situation?
I don't know if it's off that situation, but you know, you and I both know controversy sells. Mm-hmm. I mean, it sells. And whether she knew that it was going to sell or not, you know, is another story.
But
I don't think that she's doing it to bank off of it.
But I know it's definitely something with their relationship.
Who, with him and her? Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, they were two of
they
the
could have
hottest.
been, because I know they was getting in them with the fucking. Anytime you got panties on your motherfucking head, bitch.
Yeah, did you see those pictures?
Okay.
Child, Chris Brown is a...
And she is too.
He was sitting there with her panties wrapped around his head.
Okay.
When you do stuff like that, that means you are a stone cold.
And those was the panties she wore after she got off the stage, honey. Oh, so.
Strike me, Jesus. Strike me.
Can you imagine? Never mind. I'm not going to do your girl like this. I'm not going to do your girl.
Oh, please don't, because I can't even imagine.
Can you imagine how funky Beyonce panties is?
Can you imagine how funky Miss Jackson, if your nasty panties are?
Oh, my God.
They probably have... Shut up, Michael. Hush. You were saved over the weekend. Shut up.
Let me stop.
Do me a favor. Don't do my girl.
I won't. I'm just saying.
Don't do it. I was about to go there.
Shout out to the Braxtons.
Oh, I was about to go there.
The Braxton Family Values premiere November the 10th on a Thursday on WeTV, I believe at 9 o'clock, either 9 or 10 o'clock. Excuse me.
Beyonce, if you're watching this particular video, just to let you know, I didn't have anything to do with what he just said.
You know what?
What?
It's something with this motherfucking camera that it keeps making it die. I gotta get those pictures off of there.
Yeah, you do. And those nasty videos.
There ain't no nasty pictures or videos on this camera.
Every time I say something, he always try to hurry up and cut me off. No, it's not nasty because he knows it.
But the trailer, the trailer for Braxton Family Values Part 2 is in the links. And I hope Tony don't fire Vince. It looks like Tony about to fire Vince. Because she said she's seeking new management. Tony said that the success of season 1 got to Tamar's head.
Ooh, did she?
Yes, she did.
Child.
Tracy is going off in the video, cursing them out. Tawana don't think Tracy can sing backup. Girl, it's shade. Shit. It is shade.
But wait a minute. Do you remember when I told Tamar before the show came out that she was going to be like the breakout star because of her what's names, and she didn't? I don't know if she said she didn't believe me because she didn't want, like she didn't see it happening, or if she was just being coy about it. But I don't know what Tony means. What does she mean by Tamar is? What does she let the success of it get to her head?
I don't know.
Because I don't see Tamar out in the public as much as you would think you would see after the success of the show. You know, as successful as the first season, you would think you would see Tamar everywhere on all the blog sites, but you really don't. Like, it's rare that you see her on there. Mm-hmm. So I'm trying to figure out, maybe it's something behind closed doors that we're not seeing. You know,
maybe she talking to them, but it's
or
the
maybe,
same.
Maybe
season
Tony,
one.
but then again, maybe Tony is onto something, because God knows I haven't spoken to Tamar in about 2 months.
Oh no!
So that's probably, maybe she's like that. So maybe she did get a little Hollywood.
Oh,
and forgot who I was. You know, I'm just saying.
You know, on that note, I'm throwing iPads. Hold on.
I'm just saying.
Let me delete some stuff. We'll be back.
I texted Tamar the other day, her and Tawanda. Tawanda texted me back just like that. I'm still waiting for Tamar's text, and that was 3 days ago.
Oh, you know what? On that note, I'm trying to try Tamar. Yeah, sorry about that, you guys. It took us like 15 minutes just to get back to recording again because my camera has too many pictures on there and I'm trying to figure out how to delete them. I thought I'd delete them all. But, no, see, not even like that.
Trust me, I don't want to say.
No, for some reason this video camera, when we record, it takes our picture at the same time. So I don't know why it's doing that.
I'm sure there's a way where you can stop it from doing that.
I don't know how to do it. Anybody that has a Sony Handycam know how to do it, let me know.
YouTube it. I'm sure there's an app for that.
Yeah, speaking of apps, look, I need to know what are the best apps. I have about 50 apps, but I want to know what's the best. I have, my favorite new app is All Around Me, where you can find out what's called Around Me, where you find out all kinds of stores around you, Instagram, Family Feud, Oprah's Life Class, Grindr. You know, I got all kinds of shit on here. So anyway, y'all, let me know what I should get. New apps I should get. Janet Jackson has postponed her Australia tour for right now, and you know, I can't say I'm surprised by this, but I am surprised that she continued to go to Australia to do a couple shows while the trial was still going on. So Janet decided to postpone it for, you know, for the family, but she's coming back to Australia November 3rd. So people who bought tickets in Melbourne, Australia, instead of her doing 3 shows, she's just going to move from the small arena and take everybody into the Rod Laver Arena in Melbourne. So that's a good idea. Just a good idea, but I think that's good for the fans, and I hope that some people understand that, you know, family come first. So she didn't cancel because of blah 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 blah.
I think a lot of people will be understanding of it.
Yeah. So November 3rd, she's gonna be at the Rod Laver Arena. So everybody that bought tickets that can go there, and she'll continue the rest of the tour. The only other thing I had on here is that Ciara is back in the studio. She tweeted a picture because obviously she was watching the Scorpion show where we were saying we don't see you coming in and out of studios. So I'm happy for her, but I really want her to get it together musically. Like, I want her to really take her time with this. Do not rush it. And just good luck, Ciara. And the last thing I had on my list is Matt and Gloria breaking up from Basketball Wives. Matt, yeah, Basketball Wives LA. Not Matt Kemp. What's his name? Matt Barnes. He just said that, you know, they're just splitting up. They tried to make it work. It just won't work. But I still say that Gloria, you still hit the jackpot because you have twins. So,
well, she hit the jackpot regardless
because
she's married. But I mean, technically, my personal opinion, this is just my opinion, I think he wanted to end it a long time ago. Because Matt Barnes is still young, and he is in the NBA, and he's nice looking, and he still wants to get his, as my dad used to say, he still wants to get his whiskers wet. So, yeah, that's very old school.
I've never heard that one.
Yeah, it is. So, I just think that you guys out there, if you're not ready to have a family, you shouldn't start one. And so, Gloria, honey, I think that you should just collect those checks and keep moving. Because this ain't going to work. This is like the 3rd or 4th time they've split up or
had domestic issues.
Yeah, Gloria, you need to just go about your way, okay?
I mean, I don't even feel bad. Like, oh my God, Laura. Gloria.
I'm just ready to see Jackie and Laura get down.
I want to see them fight. Jackie, that bitch blocked me on.
Oh my! Jackie blocked you?
I was riding for that bitch when she blocked me on Twitter. But I'm not mad. But you know what? She got mad because I said, Jackie, you know, you really showed your true colors this week. Like, bitch, I was riding for you. I was rooting for you, bitch. And you want to do this? You getting all crazy. You, what somebody said, instead of somebody said, bitch, you got to go to the source. You told Dre to come to you, and now you won't go to Laura because you heard Laura been talking about you, and you won't even say who said anything. But if you ask me, I think Imani told told Jackie that bullshit.
Oh yeah,
because ain't nobody else talking shit about Laura.
First of all, don't nobody chit chat with Jackie like Imani. You know what I mean? Come on, so of course it was Imani. Imani doesn't have a man, so she needs to run her mouth to somebody because she has nothing to do. She doesn't have a man, and obviously she doesn't have a well-used dildo. You know, so
I feel like it's too late for her to be in the game. Like, I don't ever want to be 40 trying to find love. And I know she's over 40.
But then you know, there's some people who say that you can find love at any age.
You can.
You know, look at those. There's some elderly people who get married at the age of 80 and 90 something because, you know, if you find love at 90 years old and you want to get married at 90 years old, I am not the one to say you shouldn't do it because you should do what your heart desires.
I know, but you should really, if you like 40 something.
But I don't think you should be trying to find love in a reality show.
You should really, really be evaluating yourself on why you're in the situation that you're in. You know, I really think that. And I don't think that she's thinking about that. She feel that she gave her love to the wrong person. Now she needs to find out why does she think that. Instead of trying to find a new man to make her feel better. She really needs to get to know Imani and keep it real with Imani before she try to go find a new man. That's what I think she needs to do. You can't be 40 trying to find. Let love come to you. Don't go looking for it. Exactly. That's what I got to say about it. Oh yeah, y'all know I'm a pounder in y'all head until November 19th comes. My birthday party is November 19th. It will be at the XO Lounge in South Philadelphia, 15th and South. It's from 11 to 3. It's $5 before 12 o'clock. So come on, come party with me. Get your drink on. Buy me a couple drinks. I love Ciara and coconut and pineapple, or with some lemonade. It is so, so good. I'm thinking about doing Lucky Strike that Sunday. How does this
I went to Lucky Strike. Have you ever been there?
Okay. I seen it on Why My Singles. I said, well,
okay, so shout out to Young Capital. So he and I went to Lucky Strikes when I was in DC, you know, earlier this month, and it was my first time going to Lucky Strikes. Now, the positive about Lucky Strikes, it's a very nice bowling alley with pool and eating, and it's just a very nice atmosphere. The negative, they're high as hell. There's a dress code. You can't wear hats after a certain time, and if you have a hat, you can't wear it backwards. You have to wear it front. I don't like any place where you have to have a dress code to go bowling. You can't wear sneakers. You have to wear boots. You can't. It's too much, and they were high as hell. How much is bowling usually?
Maybe like $5 or something a game. $3 to $5. I'm not gonna go there now. I'd rather go to the other bowling alley.
Jovan and I paid somewhere up to $60.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. Yeah. Scratch that. Not Lucky Strike.
Yeah.
It's another bowling alley at 4th of July.
And I would have to get confirmation when I talk to him. Maybe I can text him and ask him, but I didn't mind it.
$60.
I didn't mind it, but you know, we were there for like an hour. You know, but I just felt as though it was too much just to go bowling. You see what I'm saying? Like, there's no way you should tell me what I should wear after. This is not a club. This is a bowling alley. You know what I mean? And y'all not treating it like a club. You're treating it like a bowling alley with like a restaurant. So there's no reason why I can't come in there with chucks. There's no reason why I can't come in there with my hat turned to the back. You know, after a certain time, you got to turn it frontwards and you're going to have it. Come on with that bullshit. Like, no, I didn't like that. I mean,
I'm going to go to North Bowl. You ever been to North Bowl?
No.
They have the best fucking tater tots. It's a bowling alley.
Oh, food.
But they
not
have
bowling.
the best
Food.
They have the best tater tots. And I kept saying to them, I said, y'all tater tots are so fucking good. That I had ordered 2, right? And it's only $2.50. And they was like, oh yeah, on the thing it says voted the best tater tots in Philadelphia. And it's the motherfucking truth. And I ain't eat tater tots since like elementary school when it was on the freebie menu. So them tater tots was good as shit, y'all. So yeah, I'm trying to plan out everything for my birthday, for those coming down for that weekend. It's going to be fun, and I'm really, really anticipating it. I just feel that 27 is going to be a big number in my life. That's why I'm trying to bring it in with a motherfucking bang. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know, my 23rd birthday is coming up, and I'm just so excited about it. I'm like,
girl,
I don't know what I should do yet. Like, my friends want to go back to New York because they said they had such a good time. So I'm not for sure, but what were you going to say?
I'm not. This lady about to be a quarter of a century. So,
do I look 50 to you? Don't try it, okay? Don't try it.
He kind of giving me Leroy Bell from X Factor USA.
Who's that?
It's this old guy. He's 59.
Oh, I'm giving you a 59-year-old?
But he looks like he's in his 30s.
Oh.
You would never think. Now I'm about to pull him up on the iPad.
Oh, so I look like I'm 30.
You said it, not me.
I mean, that's what it sounds like you're saying. That's what it sounds like you're saying.
Yeah, as young as you feel, Mikhail. As young as you feel.
Ain't nothing wrong with being 30. I mean, you're almost 30.
I know, I look good though. I look good for almost 30. This he don't look no 59.
That's a fucking lie. That is a fucking lie. That man is not nobody 60 years old.
Yes, he is.
You gotta be kidding me.
Now he's 60, yep.
Go to a regular picture of him. Another picture. I don't believe it. I have a feeling I'm gonna look like that when I get his age. He looks like he's probably in his 40s in that picture right there. But these pictures right here, I have a feeling that's how I'm going to be when I get that age. Because I'm already like that. This is my church attire. This is what I wear to church, stuff like this. I don't walk in church with no suit on.
You don't have to wear
That's
a suit.
when I was a little boy.
No, but you gotta look good when you go.
You do have to look good. But my only thing about church is you can't wear jeans.
Why not?
Because
that's what your church saying?
No, that's what I'm saying. No, you wear. People come in there with jeans on. But my rule is I can't find myself wearing jeans. I just can't.
I mean, I used to, but I can't.
Oh, speaking of church. So not this Sunday, not yesterday that just passed, but the Sunday before last was my church's 87th anniversary. And so, you know, they had this big thing at church. They honored some of the older members. Mother Rivers was one of the older members. You know, that she is a key fucking kid. So, she really is. And yes, she was nodding off in church, as every Sunday she does. But anyway, they honored, you know, some of the older people, older women who were in the church. And then we had a guest church come later on afternoon service, and the pastor preaching. He did a hell of a job. Oh my God.
Their pastor preach?
Yeah, the guest church, their pastor, you know, preached. Then your church, the church around the corner that I was asking about, Emmanuel, they had a revival.
Yeah, it is called Emmanuel Baptist Church.
Yes, and I wasn't going to go at first because I had been in church all day last Sunday. All day. I got there at 10:30 and I didn't make it home until 7 o'clock that evening. And the service had started over here at 7 o'clock. So I got home and was just sitting around. I was like, you know, I'm not doing anything. So I might as well just drive down to what's name. I went, and when I tell you, from last Sunday until I think Saturday, this past Saturday, I kept thanking God that I went. When I tell you that revival was something else. There was this female pastor, I can't remember her name. When I tell you her and your mom could have been twin sisters. She was short like your mom. She had the glasses, the blonde hair. When I tell you she preached her ass off, and she was in charge of like the whole vibe putting it together. When I tell you that choir sounded like a choir from a fucking movie. That church isn't that big inside, but it was filled. Kevin, when I tell you, it was one of those moments where you just said, thank you, God, I am here to see this. Like, it was amazing. And I kept saying, thank God I decided to go because I went home and was like, I was in church all day and I'm not gonna go. I'm too tired. But something just said you might as well go since you're not doing anything, and I'm so happy. It was so good. It was like old school church. Like it was people up there praise breaking. This one old lady broke all the way down the aisle, and she had tears coming down the aisle. I said, yes, thank you. They took it so far back. They did the old hymns from way back when your grandmother was a little girl. I mean, it was amazing, and I was so happy that I went. So shout out to Emmanuel Baptist Church on Cecil B. Moore.
I used to go there. It's right down the street.
It was really good.
But one thing I do love about that church is that when you walk past that church on a Sunday, you can hear everything that's going on inside the church because they got the speakers outside, so everybody can hear the word. Right.
What, that church they do?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
So they got speakers outside, so anything that's going on inside, you hear what's going on.
Oh, wow, that's good. I used to know a church that was like that. I can't think of the name.
And nobody can complain because you got the pool across the street and it's really the church and the Chinese.
But you know what? You never know who can, what's the name? Like, I found out that a lot of people hear the word differently. Like, my friend, one of my friends was asked, he was saying to me, he wasn't really for all the shouting and stuff. And he didn't understand why people did that. And I said, you know, you got to understand that a lot of people hear the word differently. And some people, everybody goes through personal trials and tribulations in their life. And just because your trials and tribulations is not that, just because you feel as though you don't need to get up and shout and do all that, doesn't mean the next person shouldn't do it. Because you never know what the person sitting next to you is going through at home. And sometimes you can hear your pastor up there preaching and you can hear them say something that it just sparks something in you. And you just can't help but to get up and shout. You know, and also like with some people, like a lot of people go to church and it's not, for some people it's not necessarily hearing the word. A lot of people can get hear the word just by hearing the choir sing certain songs. That's why a lot of people get so emotional when they hear certain songs, because they hear the word through the songs. It may not be from what the pastor's saying. So, I mean, it's just, and I had to let him know, like, it's not always, you can't always think that because you see somebody praise breaking that they're just, they're doing it to show out and they're just being funny. You know, some people, you know, have, like, I remember when I was young and I used to go to church with my grandma, I was too young to understand why people did it. Like, I was too young and I used to get scared because I didn't understand why these people jumping up and down. But as I got older, it hit me like, you know, there are things when you get older where you just say, oh my God, I can't believe I was brought through that. Like, I can't believe I came through that. And sometimes you can't help but to get up and shout.
Praise.
And sometimes I'll be at work and I just be listening to stuff and I'll be so and I have to get up and go in the bathroom. And then I'll come back and my eyes be all watery. My, you know, my coworker be looking at me like, what's, like I had to go in the bathroom and I'm just saying, you know, sometimes you gotta get up and go, yes!
I've never got up and shouted, but you know, because I be holding myself back.
Let me tell you something. I don't want to see you shout.
I went to Catholic church.
Yeah.
And they don't do all of that shouting and stuff. But you do get songs that make you cry.
Yeah.
But when I went to, I don't even know what kind of church. To me, I don't know the difference between Baptist and Pentecostal.
Well, at the end of the day,
all of that,
end of the day, everybody praises that one Lord.
At the end of the day,
when you go to heaven, you ain't no Pentecostal or Baptist or from Church of God in Christ. You ain't none of that.
But
you are somebody.
I know, but nobody
God.
like those type of churches with the preaching and all of that. They don't preach like in Catholics.
Because they do it, they do it differently.
Quiet.
Yeah, they do it.
With me, I like that jumping around. I like the music.
That's why
I like to feel it through my soul.
That's why I invited you to my church.
If I come on a Sunday, I might have to shout and dance.
That's all right. Ain't nothing wrong with shouting. I bought Diggy and Rara and Diggy and Rara the first day that they went. I didn't bring them together. They both came separately. The first day that both of them went, they both said that they loved it and they were coming back. And they have come back with me because they loved it. Because my pastor is one of those pastors that he preaches and he shouts. And not only does he shout and he preaches, but he's one of those old school type of pastors where he starts singing and humming while he's preaching. Because he can sing.
I'm not here for all the singing too.
Well, let me tell you something.
I just want to hear the word.
Let me tell you something. Well, he gives that word. He'll give it to you. Have you sitting there pistoling yourself. But he can't seem to wake Mother Rivers up.
Because she done sitting there so long.
For 70 something years. No, but I will admit, this is funny because when she start feeling it, this is Mother Rivers. Mind you, she's 95. But when she gets the word, she don't think that. She And you be like, yes! I hope when I'm 95, I jump up like that. She be jumping up like she 25. Like, girl. She jump up and she start twisting and turning. I be like, are you sure you are 95?
But I do gotta find me a new church.
That guy, I can't believe that guy is 60 years old.
Yes.
That is amazing.
Yes, he took care of himself.
That makes you want to really just like, but it's not even about his body because you can't see his body. It's about his face. Like his face does not look nothing like
He
60.
can sing. He sings good too. Everybody that's on that show got a story, and I love it. But you guys, we about to get up on out of here. What's wrong?
Mind you, I'm looking around like it's a fucking calendar on the wall. I got a calendar right on my fucking phone. What am I doing?
Don't forget, oh my God, don't go girl. And by the way, okay, we got big you eat everything. I will be live on Blog TV tomorrow night, so do not forget at 8 o'clock, X Factor, Blog TV. Come on over with me. Let's watch it together. Let's cry together. Let's talk about who had the great performance, the best performance. I'll answer y'all calls on Skype. Let's just have a good time tomorrow night. Thank you guys for watching. If you did not share this video on your Facebook wall or on your Twitter page, please share this video or add this video to your favorites. I think we said everything. We'll see y'all later this week with a new video.
And I want to give a shout out to 3 people. I want to give a shout out to Josh Murray from Facebook. I want to also give a shout out to his grandmom. I don't want to get her name wrong. I don't know if it's Beverly or Beverlyn, but Mrs. Murray, you know, shout out to the 2 of them because they love the Scorpio show and they live in DC. Also, I want to give a shout out to my cousin Mika because my cousin Mika is like a newfound Scorpio show stan. And every time she watches a new episode, she'll text me and she'll like, she loves the show so much. And I know she's probably gonna kill me when she sees that I'm but she is a Scorpion show stan, okay? So, shout out to those 3.
I do have a shout out. Shout out to all the The what? Oh, fuck that. Let's try this again. Shout out to all the Scorpios around the world. We make this city, we make this world go round. Scorpios run this mother. So shout out to all the Scorpios, all my fellow Scorpios, even if you on the cusps.
I was about to say, you a cuss at the end of the month.
Shout out to all my Scorpios, y'all.
And that's all I'm going to say about that. And that's all you better say. She ever been in here? Huh? Has she ever been in here? Huh?
Man, happy birthday to my sister Kenya. Tomorrow's her birthday. And Ciara birthday is tomorrow, so happy birthday to Ciara.
The singer?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
And what's so funny is that they were born on the exact same day, October 25th, 1985. So happy birthday to y'all. I hope y'all enjoy your day.
I'm not here for you telling their age.
Hey,
Kenya's age.
I'm here to just to shout out all my Scorpios. It's no shade, no matter what shade we may throw at each other. Me and you, Ciara, you know we got that respect because we Scorpios. So shout out to you.
She don't respect you. She blocked you.
Child, I don't give a damn. I blocked Kaya.
And Jackie blocked you.
Child, these girls can't take
Jackie
the shit
blocked you. What did you say
know
to Jackie?
what? Jackie, girl, I was...
Nene blocked you too, did she?
Yes. They can't take the truth. That's the problem. If you want to put yourself on TV, you can't get mad when people talk about your motherfucking character. You just can't.
Also, she's a character now.
Yeah, she's a character. All of them are characters. Nene is a bitch. That's her
Nene
character.
is skinny. And Nene, you know, let me tell you something, Nene.
She lost weight.
I did not think that you were fat in any way, shape, or form. I loved Nene's weight on her. Have you seen her?
Mm-mm.
Nene is smaller than me.
Like Jennifer Hudson Small?
Like Jennifer Hudson Small. It does not look right on her at all. Sorry, Nene. You were fine. Because, you know, I knew Nene was fine, her size, when that episode of Housewives of Atlanta, when she went to go try on those bras, and she didn't have no shirt on, and her body was nice. She was just a big woman, but that bigness fit her because she's tall. And so it fit her. Now she's all skinny, and she has that new face, and she just, that's somebody who went Hollywood.
Well, maybe it's she's insecure, so she has to
No,
keep changing
it's she
things.
went Hollywood because now she thinks she's the shit, and so she wants to keep up with the Joneses because, according to her, she is the Joneses.
Okay. But she wants to be a Jackson.
You
and I watched that video
tell
again.
me, fucking me, nah. You can't tell her nothing.
I was watching that clip of her cursing out LaToya Jackson the other day.
Ooh, did it bring back memories?
Yes, it brought back memories. Not only that, is that I didn't get into the shade that LaToya thrown. She's like, I'm not going to argue with her. Me and her are torn from two different cloths.
Oh, you didn't catch that?
No, I did
I
not.
didn't put that. As soon as she said I was laying across my bed, and I said, you better read, bitch. Okay? And guess what? That's all LaToya needed to say.
Yes,
that was all she needed to say.
She got
We are torn from two different cloths. Clearly. Okay? Clearly. Okay? You...
She's like, the only reason why you are where you are is because of your last name. Disappear, Ghost. Disappear, Casper. Is somebody talking? Do you hear anything?
When I tell you that was the best Celebrity Apprentice season, because I never watched any other ones, but that was the best.
She's like, I'm not even going to stoop down to her level. She's a bully. And we're torn from two different cloths.
Yes. You better fucking read and tell her what cloths and which, and she would have started naming the cloths.
Oh, God. I'm silk and she's
Polyester.
cotton.
I'm silk and you're polyester.
Oh, God.
I'm Grammys and you're the Barnum and Bailey hair show.
You're a
in Atlanta.
BET award.
You're a BET. What's the name of it in the hair show? Did I say Barnum? What did I say, Barnum and Bailey?
Yes, Bronner Brothers. All right, y'all.
I hope they don't watch this show. There goes a sponsor for us. There goes a sponsor for us if they do.
Sure, we done lost plenty of
We
sponsors
done
on
lost
this.
plenty of them, right?
Yes.
And losing more by the episode.
Oh yeah, Beyonce party. That's tomorrow.
Tomorrow
Video
on
106 in Park.
BET 106 in Park.
So don't miss that, y'all. I'm trying to think of anything else. Oh yeah, for all my Dance Central fans, Dance Central 2 comes out tomorrow, and my black ass will be dancing all day long until 8 o'clock. And I might dance for y'all on Black TV too. So, you know I can dance, you know.
You should
Evacuate the dance floor, but I gotta clean
You
this.
should play Tonight I'm Gonna Dance.
I don't even like that song. I don't like none of those bonus track songs, believe it or not. I only listen to them like 3 times.
Dance for You will get you. I forgot this is a kid-friendly show. Let me tell you something. I don't like listening to Beyonce songs when I'm in that mood
Why?
because I don't like hearing her sound like. I just don't. Like I think I told you about the time where one of my first ex and I were doing the nasty and the TV was on and it was on the video channels and Flaws and All came on, the live version from the DVD. I said, hold it. Gotta turn the TV off. Either turn it off or turn the channel.
Why?
I just can't. I cannot.
That don't stop me.
I can't.
And Janet comes on, baby.
But Beyonce's Dance for You, I will get on somebody so fast. Tonight I'm gonna dance for you. I'm gonna
Dance for You is not better than Would You Mind. That's all I'm saying. And that's all I'm going to say. I would never have a problem with doing something to a Jackson.
Oh, I can't even make my tongue.